Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS.
And Paloma Star.
Today we have a special guest.
Sarah Joy Shaki.
That's
Yay.
me.
Sarah Joy Sheki? What's the middle name?
Joy.
Oh, Joey. Oh.
Yeah, my parents almost named me Joy Sarah, but I feel like that's so much pressure to be happy all the time.
So you're a queen of commentary?
I have done commentary at 3 different promotions.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Resistance Pro, that's where I met Paloma Star, AAW, and Black Label Pro.
Who do you prefer, Renee or Beth?
Renee. I am such a Renee fan.
She really is.
Yeah,
I love it.
I
She's
think
been
she's
like
so
day one.
fun.
Let's get right into this Raw because a lot happened. So let's start from this tag match. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus and Natalya.
The big badass energy.
Oh my god. Like, what's gonna happen?
That's what I was gonna say. The first person I thought of when they announced it was like, oh my gosh, I bet DS is so excited for this. And then Trish doesn't do anything.
I mean,
You're enchanted by her no matter what she
Yes, that's true. But like, still very conflicted because Becky and Charlotte's tag teaming, which was like kind of weird. Natalya and Trish Stratus teaming up, I was also kind of worried because Natalya's so badass right now.
Yeah.
But whenever she's with Legends, she goes like, yeah!
WrestleMania.
None of it happened, which I was actually pretty happy about. Let's start talking about when Becky and Natalya started locking up.
I think that's such a fun, like, little, like, hey, you like submissions, you like people getting put in difficult spots, like, this is what you're gonna see. Like, that's, like, the prologue to the story.
I like the back and forth of it. I
Oh.
think it definitely was like a preview of what's to come on
Yeah.
Sunday. So I think it was a good like little taste, and I like the fast back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yes,
And they
give
can
me
keep
more.
up with each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a
Yeah.
little while of, like, everyone slowing down a little bit for Lacey, which is, like, like, and it's fun when you see them kind of get to, like, cut loose and be like, I got you, you got me, let's boom, 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 boom.
Because we're so used to like shorter,
Yeah.
Shorter and
fast-paced
slower.
matches. So when we see chain wrestling, we're like, oh, that seems kind of boring. But
Totally.
this one was so fast, full of intensity, so it was actually so entertaining.
They
So
made the most.
I'm very excited for this match.
They're gonna come out with the coolest gear in the world.
Oh,
Alex-
you know they are.
Trish's entrance was just Canada. Like,
So I love when they do that where they're just kind of like, you get it?
make sure you pop for her.
She's Canadian. We're in Canada. Huh?
Charlotte tagged in, and she started just destroying Natalya.
It's so fun because she has this new, like, in my mind, and maybe I'm imagining this, like this new secret confidence of like, hey, I got my man, I'm a goddess, I'm gonna crush it. I get it, Charlotte.
When Charlotte and Talia were in the ring, I think that was a very typical tag match, and that's not in a bad way at all. That's like cutting the ring in half, like making sure Natalia couldn't go and
Yeah.
tag Trish. So that's definitely what a tag match is set up to be, is you cut
And I
the ring
fall
in
for
half and
that
all
every
that stuff.
time.
Right,
Like, I've been watching wrestling for a while now, and like, I'm still like, they're never gonna get in.
I mean, she never got in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
I was kind of disappointed because I thought this would be a good time to kind of get Trish like going, and I thought like at least Trish could
Like,
get the
one
hot tag.
goal, yeah.
You know, the hot tag that like I was like, oh, the desperation when she comes in, clean house, boom, boom, boom. I'm like calling a match.
I mean, I am very much blue-balled, but I don't feel too bad about it. I'm like, I can wait a little bit more.
And it's like, it's such an advertisement for
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
you wanna see the real thing? Well, you can get 1 month free.
Yeah.
You never signed up for it.
$9.99.
I was actually kind of scared for Trish because Charlotte was just destroying Natalya. So I was like, shit.
And there's always that moment where I'm like, are they being too hard? Because, like, I always ask you, like,
Yeah.
hey, when you fight, like, how hard is too hard? And if someone messes up, like, what's the protocol? Like, because I just worry about everyone. I want them to be happy.
Trish, I'm actually kind of scared for her. Like, is she gonna be okay? Is she gonna be okay? I hope she's okay. I mean, she did wrestle Jazz and Victoria, who
Yeah.
destroyed her. So I hope she's fine. At the end of the match, Natalya was not letting go of Sharpshooter.
Yeah, I think that's such a badass move where it's like, you're breaking the rules. Like, we know where you stand. Now let go. Especially because she gets that, like, look in her eyes where you're just like, girl, you look like a sexy demon.
And again, I think this is the fire that Natalia needed. Like that intensity was missing from her for a long time.
Yeah.
That like drive and passion. So seeing her kind of be a little bit more ruthless and more aggression,
Yeah.
I think brings out her character more and really makes me excited for the match on Sunday. So I guess they did its job.
Yeah,
While I
it really
really
did.
wanted to see Trish in there, even if it was just for the hot tag, it left me wanting more. So it definitely did its job.
And also, it's fun to see Natalya not being the ring vet.
Oh, totally.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I
that's
like
true.
that position because probably for a while it's like every match everyone's like looking to her like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, Natalya pushed Trish Stratus out of the way, and Trish was like, what the heck? I thought we're Canadians. The only thing I didn't like about this match was like Trish was just there and like trying to like help Becky, but Becky was not giving two shits.
Which is very Becky, but also
Yeah,
it's like,
like-
oh, okay,
like-
well, I'll go to the pay window and get out of here then.
the interview segment afterwards.
That was
one of
straight
those-
fire.
Yes.
Straight fire.
I
That
like
was
looked
awesome.
up from whatever I was doing and just like zoned in, and I was like, man, it's so great when Seth isn't there. I feel like when he's there, there's this weird like exchange of energy, and when
Yeah.
it's just her, she can just like focus and say what she needs to say and just do it. Because I'm the man. She's so badass. And also like the backstage announcers right now, I love all of them, and they all have a different energy. Sarah?
Do you like Sarah?
The final two SmackDown women's participants.
I love Sarah.
I've never seen anyone who loves Sarah.
I love Sarah. The first time I saw her, I was like, she's fun. I love her. What's her deal? I went online. I looked up everything about her, and then I tweeted about her, and she said something so nice to me back, and I was like, well, you just made a fan for life, fellow Sarah.
Very generous of you.
I think part of it too is like having done backstage interviews. Like if anyone's just like doing what they're supposed to, I'm like, you go, girl. That's so awesome.
What do you think of the positioning of Natalya and Becky Lynch? So we're gonna be in Canada, so Natalya will be getting a face reaction, but then she was kind of heelish
But
today.
they love making people lose in their own
Yeah.
Gosh, I think they will cheer her? Question mark.
It's a very big question mark. But I do like this shades of gray from Natalya because she's she's not like full on heel, but we understand where she's coming from. We understand where Becky's coming from. Natalya loves some Louis Vuitton and all that stuff. So you know that might be a little annoying.
That promo that Becky did, I think, totally like summed up why I don't think that many people are behind Natalya. But then I kind of also wish that Natalya's promo, the follow up to that, was a little bit stronger, or maybe she should have gone first.
It's always a bummer when the promos are like not the same like amount where
Yeah.
you're like you put your heart and soul in that, and then the other person's like, oh god, yeah, me too.
Let's quickly talk about 24/7 championship match.
Oh yeah!
No.
I totally forgot that happened. I'm so glad you brought that.
So she goes into her appointment. Turns out the nurse is a referee. Rips
Yes.
off the thing. Her husband Mike rolls her up and takes the title.
Yes.
And then as soon as he gets out there, R-Truth is in a dress, hanging out with Kurt Cobain-ass Carmella. She's wearing like a flannel shirt.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, Maria's not gonna be happy about this.
I thought Maria was going to be champion for a while.
Me too.
I think they were probably a little squidgy about her being like, I'm pregnant. I can't get too many matches out of her. It would have been a funny run to have a bunch of people coming in and being like,
Yeah.
like, never mind. Like, I don't want to be responsible for anything happening.
I think that was probably the only way they could do it. Because
Probably.
how else were you gonna take the title off of a pregnant
A
woman without her
legitimately
taking,
pregnant woman.
without her taking a
A
bump?
baby bump.
I see what you did there. The funniest part of this whole thing, I think, was when Kennedy Brink, I don't know what her referee name is, was counting on, like, and slapping
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah.
Like, that's how she counted the 3 count, was slapping the shit out of Mike. Like, in the back, but 1, 2, 3. That was, like, my
suck, you
favorite
suck.
part. By
Yeah.
the way, that referee, Kennedy Brink, she was awesome wrestler, and she could cut the best promos. I've seen
Oh, I
in
love
NXT.
that.
She was really good. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Maybe they'll have more women be the 24/7 champion that are not pregnant.
I always like to analyze couples and see, like, do they really like each other or is it just for show? Like, I'm psycho about this. The way that Mike and Maria were interacting with each other at the beginning, even though she's like, do this, like, their body language was, like, on it. Like, they're into each other, and I'm happy to report I think it's true love.
Are you like couples therapist? Like,
Yeah.
what's your thought on Becky and Seth? Let's go there.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's nerves or if it's like, because I've dated guys where I was kind of afraid to like let loose in front of them because I thought they would like judge me. I get a little bit of those vibes where they're both not fully being their authentic selves together, and it's like that could be TV, it could be whatever. We'll see how it goes.
Were there people on TV that were not officially a couple but had
That
mad
had chemistry. Enzo and Carmella had like crazy chemistry that I was always like, is this okay?
Okay, let's not do that for Carmella.
Right?
No.
Well, we don't wish that on
That's
her
rude.
right now.
Well, this was like 2014, so I feel like we didn't know everything that we know now.
Let's move to Women's Tag Team Championship. This championship has only been defended 3 times during
That is
Iconic
insane.
era.
This kind of came out of nowhere. Oh, it's happening. And then, by the way, there was a lot of tag matches on Raw.
Because SummerSlam's all like one-on-ones.
Yeah, it feels like everything's a little imbalanced right now, and there's a lot of last-minute changes happening.
Yeah.
I felt like this was a last-minute change, but they didn't do the thing that they should have done, which is like, hey, pay attention.
Yeah.
This is really happening.
I think that's the idea of eliminating champion at 1st. Champion's gone, so there has to be a new champion.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching it being like, wait, what?
I almost wish it was more out of nowhere, more like quick out of nowhere, like they just hit a big move, they're celebrating, and their like cockiness, heelness got them eliminated. But I also feel like when they got eliminated, it didn't get the reaction in crowd as much as I expected them to be, because I was like, what?
I mean, they probably wanted it to be like a swerve, but they just haven't been on TV, so like...
So it wasn't that much of
it
like...
was like, oh yeah, they're the champions. Oh, I guess they're not anymore.
That's
like,
exactly the move.
It was interesting to watch because I was like, okay, what's everybody's like storylines right now? And we got like Alexa and Nikki, which is like a little bit like Alexa does this a lot, where she like takes a girl under her wing and then ends up being mean to her.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very funny if Nikki Cross was still fighting her like crazy urges and being like, yeah, no, I'm normal. And then, like, but it's been pretty normal, and I like both of them a lot as wrestlers. I think that the WWE is super duper nice to Alexa, and she's a literal golden child.
Yes,
but
yes.
also like I love watching her work, so I'm excited to see her tear it up.
You're just sitting here like a Mother Teresa, like loving everyone.
Yeah, I just want everyone.
Who do you hate?
Oh, I don't really like Lacey Evans very much.
One thing I did notice about a lot of people were using right hand. in this
Yes, I
match.
noticed that too.
Yeah,
I noticed that too.
I felt bad for Lacey. That's her thing.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe she would nicer to people backstage.
So Iconics dominated like the first couple minutes of the match. I mean, she did
Yeah, they really did. They looked
pulled
good.
out, they pulled
Yeah.
out all the tag moves that they weren't able to do.
And they have such great, like, years-long chemistry.
Yep, they
it's
sure
like
do.
you can't fake that, where it's like that's just been built up. And they're fun, like, tweeting out, like, hey, what podcast should we listen to? We're always driving together. Like, their friendship is real, and
Yeah.
I respect that, and I like it. And I think that's why they're so good together.
They can go.
Yeah, they really can, and I wish that was showcased more, because I really do think that, I don't want to say like they were Joke as champion, but I wanted to take him seriously.
And they were so different. Like, they were
Totally.
like a completely left field type of champions that I think really invigorated the whole women's division.
And even if they wanted to do the whole cowardly heel angle with the belts, they could have done that while still elevating the tag titles and elevating them. And
For
be like,
sure.
look at how good they are. Why can't we have more of this? So it really bums me out that they're not champions anymore, because I don't really think they had a full chance.
They made Iconics champions because they wanted to have that Bella Twin storyline with them.
Yeah.
And then when that didn't work out, they were like, oh.
Well, yeah, see, that's one of the biggest flaws, where it's like, you know, just because a story didn't turn out the way you wanted it, you can invest in a different
Exactly.
way. Like, instead of just being like, never mind, the amount of incredible people that they have is
So many.
staggering.
A
And
lot
I'm
of
like, at
talent.
any point in time, you could make the best new storyline, but instead of just like, or we'll just go back to what we were kind of doing before
Yeah.
with Alexa and Nikki, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Mandy and Sonya, what do we think about them?
I get nervous, but also like excited, but also nervous whenever they have like their chemistry and promos, where like it's just very little, but they keep doing it, where they'll just be like, yeah, so like what? And I'm like, what are you doing?
Are
like,
you sensing the Enzo and Carmella situation now?
I'm sensing chemistry, but I'm also like, if that's real chemistry, awesome. If it's WWE being like, this could be a storyline, I'm like, careful.
I really liked all of Sonya Deville's like kicks and stuff, especially right after the Kabuki Warriors kicks. I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of like a cool response, like, oh yeah, well,
Oh,
look
yeah.
what I can do and stuff.
And she's got such a like presence in the ring. Like she gets so zoned in and focused that I find my eye is drawn to her
Yeah.
maybe the most out of everybody.
I always think chemistry between Asuka and Sonya Deville has been just great.
Yeah,
I really
I
like
agree,
them.
for
Yeah,
sure.
That's like a real recognized real situation.
I just thought it was kind of interesting that Mandy eliminated Iconics.
Yeah.
They're Lola's
Yeah.
favorites.
Right?
I think the last couple of minutes of the match was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so Alexa and Nikki, they have similar costumes now.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
I noticed that
cute.
too.
Yeah.
But their tag moves have been popping.
I think they're both pretty hungry performers, especially because Alexa had to be out for a while. I think she was really sick for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
When she came back, she was definitely smaller in terms of like, oh, you haven't had a chance to like. And I think that she is the type of person that was like so motivated and accelerated to get back in the ring, and probably Nikki's the same way. That
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, girls, like go after it.
I mean, Kyrie and Asuka.
I mean,
I
amazing.
love them both.
Me
so
too.
Much.
I really thought they were gonna put the belts on them.
I did
Yeah.
too, but
I
they
really
always
thought.
do that where they're like, "Oh yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?" And you're like,
Yes,
"Yes,
please give it to me. Kyrie, no.
I mean, just seeing Kyrie go in this match, I was like, how could WWE not put her on TV for
Yeah,
so freaking long?
seriously.
She's so good.
She is, I think, one of my top 5 all-time favorite wrestlers.
Ooh, wow.
I think because her, like, coming out as the pirate captain with the helm and just being so positive and so optimistic, I'm like, yeah, I relate to that. I'm the captain of my own ship of positivity.
I'm actually, so I am not happy in a sense that WWE always, just give it to Alexa, she'll do
Yeah.
something.
She'll do something, but it's
Yeah.
like that's the usual WWE
Yeah.
like thing to do. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, where's the
Totally.
blondest blonde lady? Give it to her. And it's like, or like make us like have a reason to care about. And
Yeah.
everyone naturally cared about Asuka because she was all the way undefeated for so long until she wrestled Charlotte, and then it was like, okay, well, done with Asuka. And it's like, no, we're not. Like she is
Like,
still
she's still here.
But I'm okay with Alexa winning it because Kabuki Warriors need some build. They need
Yeah.
a chase.
Yes.
They need some storyline because right now they're just awesome Japanese wrestlers.
And let like Paige kind of like do a role. So far, she's just been kind of like, and here they are. And you're like, okay.
I don't know.
Where
what
did you
to-
find them? Remember, I used to be with them. Now I'm with them, and it's like, why, Paige? What's happened to you?
I kind of agree with you about the Kabuki Warriors. I mean, while I thought they were gonna go over and I wanted them to, I feel right now the tag titles don't really mean as much right now. So maybe
It'll
they
mean
have to,
more with the
yeah,
story.
exactly, with the story, with a little bit more built up. If they're defended more, and then when the Kabuki Warriors win it, it's gonna be means a little bit more, and actually gonna be like, yes, finally, and
Yeah.
it'll be a cool moment for
Yeah.
them.
I love
And
how you say it like that's definitely gonna happen, and there's a firm grasp on the story where I'm like, it might not happen. Maybe,
No, I
maybe
know.
they need to be
It has
champs
to
right
be
now. It's
now.
like WWE anxiety. We're like, please don't mess it up.
I really, really want the tag team championships to mean something. Like,
Oh.
whatever way they go, even if it was another blonde girl winning a title, I really hope whatever happens raises the titles up. Because right now, they're like,
But that is a good sign because Nikki and Alexa, I mean, they have ongoing storyline.
And they're both so talented
Yes.
that it's like, even if they get a little messed up in the storylines, like they have a lot of charisma and
Yeah.
they can kind of like go into business for themselves a little bit.
What's next for Iconics?
Did you see Sean Spears is like dunking on them for losing?
that's hilarious.
He dunked and I'm like, that's your girlfriend, and everyone was like laughing about it because he can do like whatever he wants, but it was also kind of like, hey,
People are starting saying that the reason they're underused is because of.
you know, I wonder about that, but then Renee's on commentary every
That's
week,
true.
you know? I think we're gonna find out years from now like what a little warrior she's been this whole time along, because she's gotta like deal with like Vince in her ear, Mox running away, Corey being like, Renee's my best friend, and I'm like, I don't know if she is.
Let's move to SmackDown. We start with the segment between Charlotte and my queen Trish Stratus. So Charlotte first came out and she
was on some other level this time.
I was watching this promo and I was like, I'm scared for my queen.
I love when Charlotte gets that real aggressive where she's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna tell you what. She has like these perfect teeth that
She
she's
does.
showing everywhere. And they start giving her the what chant and she's like, no, I have no time for this. And she like switches up the rhythm. She has this beautiful moment where a what chant turns into a cheer because they can't deny how good the
Yeah.
promo is. And I was like, way to win him over.
The thing with Charlotte, and I think I compare it to like a lot of other promos, especially like women promos, is I believe her. I totally believe that she believes what she's saying. And what better way are you gonna sell something if you don't believe it yourself? And I'm totally behind that.
She was attacking basically the entire era of
Yeah.
Trish's era.
Yeah, and saying like you weren't as good of athletes, but it is kind of like if you look back, like they didn't get as much time. They didn't
Yeah.
get to have these battle royals and like they didn't get the equivalents, but it's also like, dude, Trish was doing awesome back then, but you get wrapped up in what Charlotte's saying and it's kind of like, is that true?
Damn, is she
Good
right?
point.
They just didn't have time to showcase it, which
Yeah.
like sucks.
Yeah, which you know, like they were still fighting and battling their way up. Like just because the TV was different in WWE doesn't mean the athleticism is different. Because
Yeah.
it's like anyone who's in that ring has to have a certain set
Yeah.
of skills.
But at the same time, like we see what Charlotte does.
Yup.
And we've been seeing all these stipulation matches, women just killing it. So
Yeah.
it's like I could also actually see Charlotte just killing Trish Stratus in this match. So that's why I'm like actually legit scared for
Protect
this.
your baby.
Yeah, I'm just like actually really scared, and this comes really like real to me.
Because it's also like Trish is a national treasure.
She
Yeah,
is.
she
She
really is.
looks amazing. She deserves to be there. but also it's like, yeah, she's not gonna have that many more matches of this scale. So like, Charlotte, be good.
I actually think Trish is gonna step up her game, and I think
for
she's
sure.
gonna definitely like knock it out of the park. But I do think that now in the landscape of WWE, especially in the women's side, there's way more athletes. They're athletes first than wrestlers, because you know they've been hiring like a lot of people who were stars already in their own sport.
I always thought their hiring process was kind of backwards. Where
Totally.
they get hot people and then try to make
fix
them.
it.
Yeah.
It works sometimes.
Yeah.
So well, where you're like, by all logic, that shouldn't have worked out, but you're just kind of like, oh my goodness.
Now they're getting athletic women and making them pretty, which works a lot better.
It works really well, especially when like you get these women who like already like come in with a fan base of people who've been rooting for them for years.
Yeah.
And then it's like, cool, let's see what they can do.
I think with Trish, obviously she was an athlete because she was a fitness model, but she turned into a wrestler.
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole, like maybe like a little slight difference there, but I think that's gonna actually elevate Trish even. I think it'll be a great match actually. I'm really looking forward to it.
The women back then were giving the women now a run for their money in just different contexts.
think
I,
so.
yeah,
I
I
think
totally
so.
agree
Yeah,
in a different way. I think the women now are way more hard hitting. Like they're laying their shit.
They're
in.
encouraged to wrestle, whereas before they were encouraged to be more about the pageantry
Yeah.
of it and like, hey, bra and panties match. Like, you're not going to see that now. You're going to see more forearms.
Yeah. I love that they're bringing in that realism into it. I'm very nervous for it, but I think it's gonna be an amazing match.
I feel this is for sure like an era versus era match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have that again with another woman, like say maybe like Lita or something? Of course, love Lita. She's probably like my favorite wrestler of all time. But I think Trish definitely a definition of what the era was.
She is
and
the
like
diva,
Charlotte
yeah.
now is like kind of like the definition of what the era is now.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you wonder if the next time we have to like wait till it rolls around and like Alexa's older and there's like, you know, Izzy, who's my super fan, is like ready to just like
Oh my
crush.
god. How do we think Trish did with her mic work?
I was thinking like it's kind of like when you're watching a night of comedy and like somebody crushes and then the headliner has to go up and it's like, ooh, how are they gonna do? I thought she held her own so well and she looked so good and tough, and she countered Charlotte's kind of like intense pointed energy with being like, I've been around the block before. Like she had this kind of like chiller fun persona, but still like, you're right, I do want one more match and I do want to crush it. Like it was cool. It was like a little vulnerable, not angry, but still like toe to toe.
I think she did really good. I also think she kind of stepped up her game from the King's Court that they had. I think her energy,
King's Court.
her energy and what she said was a definitely higher level now than it was then, which is crazy because it was only like last week. And the thing with wrestling is whenever you're cutting a promo or a vignette or an interview, you don't want to talk shit or put down your opponent.
Then they're not worth
Exactly, because then when you lose or when they beat you, you just got beat by somebody who sucks. You just got beat by, like an old lady. So I think it's a good way of building each other up.
Yeah,
So
like I
whatever the outcome
respect
is.
you, but I will win.
Exactly.
I think Trish did awesome here. She looked awesome, definitely less orange than last week. She was wearing a very high heel because Charlotte's
We were
tall.
all nervous when she was in the ring because it is like we were talking about it. We've both been in the
Yeah.
ring with high heels.
That's
I don't know if
hard.
you've ever- It's a very like uneven process where you end up engaging like all of your leg
Yeah.
muscles. There was a night where I wore heels as a ring announcer and I stepped in and out of the ring every single time, and the next day I was like, oh, she was impressive. I was at no point worried about her falling over.
Yeah, but like Charlotte's tall, so
She
Trish
is.
gotta be up there,
Yeah.
you know? And I think production definitely helped Trish this time because it opened the show, so people are hot. She came out after that amazing video package that really pumped her
That
up.
was cool.
Yeah.
She dropped that Harley line, which people have to pop for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was like if they don't, it's like, dang.
You know what I would actually like to see out of this match is obviously the Trish signature moves are going to be there. The back bend, the head scissors from the corner and stuff like that. I want her to do maybe bust out a new move or two. Like I think that'd be kind of cool. Like yeah, you could do all your cool vintage and Michael Cole's going to drop vintage Trish Stratus over and over again. But it would be kind of cool to see her step her game up and throw in a couple new moves here and there.
Like Tombstone.
450 splash. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, she should do like
No, I'm kidding.
Canadian Destroyer or something. But it'll be nice to see some new moves from Trish. It'll be
For
kind
sure.
of cool to like, oh, look, I've been working on my game. I'm not just relying on what you used to see me
Yeah.
do.
By the way, the two moves that you talked about is Matrish and Stratosphere.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
There you go. Let's move to the one-on-one match with Natalya and Ember Moon.
It was a fast last match, I wanted to go a little bit longer. I can kind of see why I did it, and I thought it was a cool putting it together when Natalia didn't let go of the sharpshooter. I think that adds more
Where you're
intensity.
like, Natalia, are you losing your mind?
Yeah.
Did you forget all the rules of wrestling?
And then Bailey came out.
Bailey came out, we were laughing because her belt is so big
It's all
and
like-
she was running and it was like, get up. And finally she like takes off like, get out of here. I didn't even know what was happening and then it was like, oh, it's really over and we're moving on with the rest of the show. Like I would have liked to soak in the moment a little bit more.
Or maybe even have this time Ember hit something on Bailey, since the last time they had the whole interaction.
That's true.
Bailey did a Bailey to belly to Bailey. I never know what order that's in. The belly to belly suplex. Kind of wish like Ember would have had her turn on it. I get why they came out kind of like, oh, we're still competitors, but I don't want you to beat her up. But then again, it's like, then what?
It just felt like a little like pop-up ad being like, guess what's coming up? Because they just didn't give it enough time, and I don't think it was anybody's fault. It was just like that was we gotta get to commercial.
I just thought something was gonna happen. There was
I really thought it would.
intensity happening. And you know what? Ember Moon has been writing some weird ass tweets lately, like Dear A. Have you been seeing it?
No.
I haven't seen that either.
Starting every tweet by saying like Dear A. Dear A.
Like Pretty Little Liars, eh? Like what?
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Or like adultery from the Scarlet Letter.
I thought she was gonna. Okay, so she's gonna go full psycho now. I thought.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
There's so much more to them
Yes.
that they're allowed
Yeah.
to display, I feel. Because it's like, I don't know. I think it would have been fun if all of a sudden, like, they're having a scuffle and then a wacky waving inflatable man just, like, rose up over Ember. Like, you could do so many cool, like, gimmicky
Yeah,
things.
she should have just burned one of those freaking dancing inflammable
Yeah,
That
or
would
like
be
she
awesome.
came out during Bailey's entrance and just stabbed one of them and then is like, oh my god.
I think they have so much potential, so much talent, so much like character that they just need to like unleash, and it's just like, I really, really hope this match is like a sleeper match, and
Yes,
we're
for
reviewing
sure.
SummerSlam. We're like, oh my gosh, we did it!
It's almost like there's a backwards old man in charge who's not letting him do fun stuff.
That's our go home show for SummerSlam. Are we excited?
Yeah,
So excited.
I'm really excited, especially like all this focus on the women's matches. I feel like they really don't normally get this much like attention.
These 5 matches, I don't know which one's gonna be like the best because they all look freaking amazing.
Totally.
Everyone
Yeah.
has the potential. We have like the best people, so they're gonna be great matches. It's just like how they're gonna shake out and what they're given to work
Yeah. Which one are you most excited for? Choose one.
Ooh, that's a good question. Becky, Natty.
with. You know what? I'm gonna go Trish.
I'm gonna go Trish Full.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm just gonna cry the whole time.
You'll never be stratisfied.
You're just pulling out Pokemon
Pokemon,
reference and
Hamilton.
then musical.
That's all I got.
Perfect for this Asian person. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Where can you find you?
At Sarah Joy Shockey on Twitter, at Marty Sarah Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me, the Sriracha Muchacha, at Paloma Star on Twitter and Instagram. And quick shout out to my mom that watches all the time. Hola, mom.
And you can find me at Dia Shin, and I will be actually in LA this weekend. So
fancy.
you know, we'll see what fun things are there. I might go see Jake Atlas.
Ooh.
I'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.